Good morning and happy Sabbath. I'm going to share with you how I became a Seventh-day Adventist. When I was in my country, I never heard about the Seventh-day Adventist Church. I was a devoted Catholic, and when I graduated from high school, my parents wanted to gave me the choice to have a big party or to go to visit relatives in Venezuela or in California. So my mother convinced my father to send me to her relatives here in California. So I came here, and as a devoted Catholic, I continue practicing that here in California. And Mass on Sunday was in English, and sometimes in Spanish in the afternoon, but I was devoted going to church every Sunday. So I was supposed to be here only for 2 months, but at that time in my country, there was a lot of political issues, and my parents, they were very protective, so I knew that they were not going to allow me to go out or to continue my studies in the main city. So I decided to stay longer, and I got a job as a babysitter and cleaning houses, so I was having a good life. But then I was going to church on Sunday, and one Sunday, I didn't have a car, I didn't drive, so I was using the public transportation, and I got in this bus, and there was only one seat available. So I sat there, and there was a lady, her name was Placida, from Mexico. This lady had her Bible on her lap. And she started talking to me. And I noticed that something was different about this lady. She was in love with Jesus. And I thought that I was a good Christian, Catholic Christian. But this lady, she knew Jesus. So she invited me for breakfast before going to the Catholic church. And I went with her, but it was not to a restaurant, but to visit another elderly lady. And this other lady, she knew Jesus too. They were in love. So they started talking to me about Jesus, and I thought, this is very interesting. These people know Jesus. So that was my first encounter with a Christian people. So she invited me to church, and I went to church. And one of the first advices that she gave me was very strange. She told me that Satan also goes to church. And she said that Satan likes to throw trash in the church. And she said, I'm inviting you to meet Jesus, to eat at his table, not to be fed from the trash can from church. I thought that was weird, the way how she presented that. A few weeks later, I knew what she meant with that. The church was under a lot of turmoil, and people were talking bad about other people. But she prepared me. This woman walked with Jesus so close that I thought that someday I was going to see him beside her. She didn't talk to me about that doctrine. She talked to me about Jesus. And she was telling me stories about the Bible, how God was good to his people, those that follow him. And I started to fall in love with Jesus. To find that someone loved me all my life, and I did not know. That became so deep in my heart that I wanted to know more and more. So I continued going to church, and after 2 months, I was baptized. But during those 2 months, they assigned a Bible worker to give me Bible studies, and she was giving me a doctrine about the Sabbath, about the state of the death, about tithing, those things. But I was eager to spend time with Placida and the other elderly lady because they were talking about Jesus. That was filling my heart. So I was baptized, and I was in love. with my Lord. And I wanted to share that with other people. So I decided to stop working and only work 2 days a week and spend the rest of the time going on the streets and talk to people about my Jesus. I didn't know much about the Bible. I didn't know how to find the books. It was hard to find the Bible verses because I was not used to that. But because I didn't have a car, I was using public transportation, so I was in the bus and I was meeting people, and I didn't know that those people that are in the buses, it is because they don't have a private transportation. So I was inviting them to go to church, and some people were coming, and those that had the excuse that didn't have money to pay for the public transportation, I was paying for them to go to church. So the pastor, he saw that I was in love with the things of God, and then for a while I moved with this elderly lady, and after that, about 5 of the girls in church, we decided to rent an apartment. And other girls joined us, and finally we ended up with 11 girls in a 2-bedroom apartment. Some were coming only on the weekends, and those who were there the whole week. So on Sundays, I was going early instead to go to the Catholic church. I was going to the bus stops to meet people and to tell them about Jesus. And I was just telling them how much he loves them and that he was coming soon. I thought he was coming in those days. I was so excited. And in my country, I was asking, I told the pastor to help me to find someone from my country to go to visit my parents, and I was sending money. So I didn't have much money because I was spending whatever I was earning just to help people to know Jesus. So on Sundays, I was gathering a lot of people in the apartment, and the pastor was coming with a projector, just giving Bible studies. I was so happy, and the pastor too, because more people, I was bringing more people, because I was so excited. And for me to give a Bible study was taking a long time because it was hard to find the verses, and I was making notes, but so many notes that it was hard to find what I wanted to talk to people. So for me, what Placida taught me about the things of God, those stories, I knew the stories, but to find them in the Bible, it was hard. So when I was visiting 12 homes per week, I was so busy giving Bible studies. I thought I was giving Bible study, but I was just sharing what Jesus meant to me. And I dreamed about him so many times because I thought he was coming in those days. I was so excited. And I was going to different homes, and I was using the public bus to go to those places. I was not interested in dating anybody. I didn't have time for that. I was just dedicated to the Lord. He was my first love, just knowing that he loved me before I was born. That was great to me. And so my husband came to the church, and that was his church, but I didn't know him because for those 3 years when I came to his church, he was not there. He was going to school in Europe. So he came, and he was assigned to give Bible studies, and he didn't have any people to visit because he had a lot of knowledge, but no people to share his knowledge with. And I had so many people to visit, but I didn't know much about the Bible. So he found out that I had a list of people that I was visiting every week, 12 homes. And he said, give me that list. I want to visit those people. I have been assigned to work with the youth here in church and to give Bible study. I said, no, these people, they are coming to church and I'm visiting them. And I thought, no, that's a privilege that the Lord has given me to share this with those families. So I didn't want to give it just because I wasn't sure how much he loved the Lord. And so he said, okay, I will go with you. to give those Bible studies. And he had many Bible studies ready. So I said, okay. And he had a car. He said, okay, give me the address. I said, no, I will show you how to get there, because I knew how to get to those places. And I was guiding him, okay, we are going to follow the bus numbers so. And we're following the bus. And he said, this is the way how you get to space. Yes, that's the only way that I know. So he was going, and he was excited that he was giving Bible studies, but I was very jealous. I just wanted those people to know Jesus. I was not interested much in doctrine, because that was coming added after you know Jesus. That comes. You want to know more how to serve the Lord. So that was the way how I saw things. And more people were joining the church. So after 1 year, my husband and I were married. And we continued giving Bible studies. We're excited. And people were coming to know the Lord. It was not because of the doctrine that I came to church. It was because there was a woman who really knew Jesus. She was in love, and she was sharing that to other people. And in church, there were a lot of things. She was right. Satan also throws trash in church. But she prepared me. Through the years, I have seen that. But Jesus is the center of each church. If we follow him, if we fall in love with him, and the only way that we'll fall in love with our Savior is through prayer, reading the Bible every day, spending time with him. When people ask me, do you remember when you had your first love? I say yes, and it has been growing more and more and more. Jesus is real. He is among us. We cannot see him, but he can see us. He's so big. A lady described why we cannot see God. Because he's so big. He has the whole universe, all the galaxies in his hands. How can we see him? But he's near us. He is with us. If we recognize that, any wrong things around won't harm us, because he's our God, and he's coming soon to take us home. God bless you.